When you walk through Bangkok at night, especially in areas like Sukhumvit, Nana, and the surrounding streets that stay alive long after midnight, you begin to understand very quickly that this city operates on a different rhythm than most places in the world. The lights never really dim, the sidewalks never fully empty, the music never completely fades, and the energy keeps circulating from one block to the next. It feels like the entire city is participating in the night together, locals, tourists, workers, and visitors all moving through the same space with different purposes, different motivations, and different expectations. As you spend more time walking these streets, you also start to notice patterns that repeat themselves night after night. You notice groups of African freelancers positioned in familiar spots, moving through crowds with confidence, reading faces, reading body language, and understanding almost instantly who is visiting and who belongs. They are not hiding, they are not uncertain, and they are not confused about why they are there. They understand the environment, they understand the flow of tourists, and they understand how nightlife operates in a global city like Bangkok. For many first-time visitors, this can be surprising, even confusing at first, because it challenges the assumptions they brought with them before arriving. The truth is that Bangkok has always been a crossroads city, a place where people from every part of the world eventually pass through. For decades, travelers from Europe, North America, Australia, Asia, the Middle East, and Africa have been coming here for work, business, study, tourism, and opportunity. The cost of living is relatively affordable, visas are accessible compared to many other countries, and the city offers endless ways to survive, adapt, and earn money if you're willing to learn how the system works. Over time, many African migrants found that Bangkok provided possibilities that were not available to them elsewhere. And as tourism continued to grow, so did informal street economies connected to nightlife and entertainment. For many of these freelancers, working the streets at night is not about glamour or fantasy. It is about practicality. It is about sending money home, supporting family members, building savings, and creating stability in an uncertain world. They learn languages, they learn cultural cues, they learn how to communicate with people from dozens of countries, and they develop strong social skills because those skills directly affect their survival. What you see on the street is not randomness. It is experience. It is adaptation. It is people learning how to function inside a competitive environment. As a man visiting Bangkok, this atmosphere becomes part of your experience almost immediately. You notice that people engage with you easily, conversations start quickly, and interactions feel more open than in many Western cities. Back home, many men are used to feeling invisible, ignored, or disconnected. In Bangkok, especially at night, attention flows more freely. People talk to you, approach you, and include you in the energy of the street. For many travelers, this feels refreshing, validating, and exciting, and it becomes one of the main reasons they enjoy coming here. But as time passes, you also begin to understand that nothing in this environment happens by accident. Attention is a form of currency, conversation is a tool, and social interaction is often connected to economic reality. This does not mean interactions are fake or hostile, but it does mean that they exist within a system. Once you recognize that system, you stop taking things personally, you stop getting emotionally attached too quickly, and you stop creating unrealistic expectations. You begin to move through the city with clarity rather than confusion. One of the reasons Bangkok works so well for many male travelers is that it does not pretend to be something it is not. It does not hide its nightlife. It does not shame people for their interests. It does not impose heavy moral judgment. Instead, it gives you options and allows you to decide how you want to live during your time here. Whether you prefer quiet evenings, lively streets, social conversations, or active nightlife, the city makes space for all of it. That sense of freedom is extremely appealing, especially to men who feel restricted or pressured in their home countries. The African freelancers you see working the streets are deeply aware of this freedom and how it operates. They read energy, understand mood, and sense emotional states with precision. They know when someone is curious, lonely, bored, confident, or uncertain. This awareness is not accidental. It is developed through years of interacting with thousands of travelers from different cultures. In many ways, they become experts in human behavior, not through theory, but through daily practice. As you spend more nights walking through these areas, the city begins to feel familiar. You start recognizing faces, locations, routines, and rhythms. You learn which streets are relaxed, which are intense, which are commercial, and which are more personal. Bangkok slowly stops feeling overwhelming and starts feeling navigable. At that point, you are no longer moving through the city blindly. You are participating in it with awareness. This is also when many men understand why they keep returning. Bangkok is not just exciting. It is predictable. It allows you to design a lifestyle that fits your personality and budget. You can live comfortably without extreme wealth, enjoy social interaction without excessive pressure, and explore without constant anxiety. Few major cities in the world offer that balance so consistently. At the same time, Bangkok quietly tests people. It tests discipline, self-control, emotional stability, and financial responsibility. Those who become reckless, impulsive, or emotionally dependent often struggle. Those who remain grounded, respectful, and self-aware tend to thrive. The city does not punish anyone intentionally, but it reflects your choices back to you very clearly. If you are finding value in this honest conversation about Bangkok and how it really works, take a moment to support the channel by liking the video, subscribing, and leaving a comment below. Let me know what cities you would like me to explore next and what experiences you want to hear more about. Your support helps keep this content coming. In the end, Bangkok at night is not about fantasy or illusion. It is about understanding people, understanding systems, and understanding yourself. It shows you how global tourism, migration, ambition, and survival intersect in real time. And once you learn how to read that environment, the city becomes more than a destination. It becomes a teacher, offering lessons that stay with you long after you leave. As you continue spending time in Bangkok, you also begin to realize that the city has a way of stripping away illusions. It doesn't matter where you come from, how much money you make back home, or what image you carry of yourself when you arrive. On these streets at night, surrounded by people from every corner of the world, everyone becomes equal in a certain way. You are simply another traveler navigating an unfamiliar environment, learning through experience rather than theory. This humbling effect is part of what makes Bangkok so powerful, because it forces you to become more observant, more patient, and more honest with yourself. Many men who return here year after year are not chasing excitement anymore. They are chasing understanding. They have learned that the real value of Bangkok is not found in any single interaction, any single night, or any single experience, but in the way the city teaches you how to manage yourself. It teaches you how to read people without becoming cynical, how to enjoy attention without becoming dependent on it, and how to appreciate freedom without abusing it. Over time, you stop reacting emotionally to every situation and start responding thoughtfully, which changes not only how you experience Bangkok, but how you carry yourself in life in general. And that is why this city continues to attract men from all over the world. Not because it promises perfection, but because it offers perspective. It shows you how different cultures collide, how people adapt to survive, and how choices shape outcomes in real time. If you approach Bangkok with curiosity instead of entitlement, with respect instead of ego, and with awareness instead of fantasy, it becomes one of the most rewarding places you will ever experience. Not just as a destination, but as a chapter in your personal journey that quietly reshapes how you see the world.